Hello, and welcome back to this Tuts Plus course on Essential WordPress Plugins. In this part of the course, we're going to look at an alternative SEO plugin called the Seo Framework. So I'm going to be installing the free version, and this comes up fourth when we search for SEO. Now, there are other SEO plugins which are more widely used. For example, Yoast we've already looked at. The all-in-one SEO pack is probably the original SEO plugin that people used before Yoast was introduced, and I've used it on many client sites. But I don't find it has the sort of flexibility that you need from an SEO plugin when it comes to optimizing individual posts and pages and getting that traffic light to help you identify whether your posts and pages are optimized. Now, the SEO framework, having done a little bit of research, I think that's a plugin that would do that. So again, as with so many of these plugins, there is also a premium version, so you can upgrade and get extra features if you want to. But let's install it on our site. So here I am in the Add New Plugins screen. I'm going to search for SEO, and then I'm going to install the SEO framework. I then click Activate as usual, and that will activate the plugin. So to start with, it's identified that I've got multiple SEO tools detected, and that's because I already have Yoast installed from the previous part of the course. So I've now gone into the plugin screen and I've deactivated Yoast, so I won't be getting those problems. Now, what I could do, because I've already used another SEO plugin, is migrate that data. So here on the SEO Framework website, it tells you that there's another plugin that you can use called the SEO Data Transporter plugin. And I could install that on my site, it's free, and use that to transport my data and my settings from Yoast to the SEO Framework. I'm not going to do that because I want to explore this plugin and show you how to set it up. So I'm imagining that we're starting from scratch and this is our first SEO plugin. So let's have a look at some of these settings. So we've got layout and we've got the pixels and characters in titles and descriptions. We've got title settings and it's using that same character here that I was using before. And again, this separator, you can change that if you want to. You can add prefixes if you want to. You've got meta settings for the descriptions, and that's something that you work on the individual pages. Automated descriptions can be added, and I would enable that, but also go into all of my content where relevant and override it with a manual description. I've got homepage settings here. So this is where you would change the title and the description of your homepage. So with Yoast, you do it when you're editing the page itself, but with this plugin, you do it in the settings. And again, I can add things such as metadata and additional characters. I can no index the homepage if I want to, which I definitely wouldn't do because I want robots to be finding that. And I've also got social meta settings. So this is where I would set up my Facebook and Twitter accounts. It doesn't allow you to add Pinterest as Yoast does, but I don't use Pinterest for my website myself. So I'm not worried about that. It includes short links, but tells you it has no SEO value. So I'm going to ignore that. And then the schema output, which will help with sending data to search engines. The options that it gives you here are breadcrumbs and site links. That's something useful. We want to enable people to do that from their search engine. And we've got other options here around the presence. I've got a person here, and that's going to be me. I don't have a logo, but you can add that in your search engine results if you wanted to, if you were an organisation. So that would be a really powerful way of encouraging people to click through and come to your site. And again, that's enabled in Yoast as well. So we've got social again, and we've got settings for robots. Again, as with so many of these plugins, I'm going to stick with the defaults because, to be honest, it's not the settings I'm interested in, it's more how you optimize individual pages. So we've got a sitemap being output, which is very important. We've got a robots.txt being generated. We've got metadata, pings, and styling for the sitemap. And again, the important thing is that you've got a sitemap. So don't worry too much about all those settings. So all of those settings are in this one screen. So another one here that is useful is post types. You can disable SEO for additional post types in your site if they've been set up. Let's have a look if we've got that for archives as well, because I disabled it for tags before. Here we go. So we've got no index to tag archives. So that big page that we had on Yoast that basically translated this into plain English, that's what we've got here. So I'm not going to index author pages as well, just the category archives. And then I don't want to no index posts and pages, but I do want to no index media. In Yoast, we had the option to redirect to an image itself rather than an attachment page. I'm just simply going to no index those attachment pages. And again, I'll save the settings. So now let's have a look at our post and how we can optimize that. So I've clicked through to it, but I'm going to go back because here we have a really interesting set of traffic lights, which is in my posts screen. So we've got the title, which has been generated, the description, which has got green, and then we've got other issues here because it's not been published yet. So let's take a look at the page. I'm going to publish it. So it will then get a little bit more of a green light for being published. I'm going to scroll down and now we have our SEO settings. So my meta title is too long. Now that's too long, largely because the name of my site is a bit long. So I'm going to get rid of the quick guide to, because all I need here is activating WordPress multi-site. Or alternatively, I could remove the blog name. And again, it becomes too short. So I'll keep that there. Now that's an automatically generated description from the first few words of the post. And I don't want that. So that's getting a good. And you could see as I typed there, this went from red to amber to green to show that it's okay. Now, interestingly, I think if I did 87 or 88 characters, Yoast actually gave me an amber for those. It didn't like them. But with this plugin, it's saying that's okay. So let's have a look at the social. That's all okay. So if that's shared on social, it's happy with that. And then for visibility, I've got greens. I've got default settings here. So we have the SEO settings and it's looking at my meta title and my meta description in terms of traffic lights, but it's not looking at my actual content. So you can see that it's not as powerful as Yoast for doing that, which is a shame. So I'm going to update that. Now, if I wanted to add those features, I could upgrade to the premium version. So let's take a look at the premium version of the plugin. So the plugin has this extension called Focus, which comes with the premium version of the plugin. And that does what we've done in the free version of Yoast. So that gives us our meta title and page title, which we've already done, paragraph, subject density, linking, and page URL, for example. You can also add a dictionary to it, and you can get it with this extension manager. So I can download that if I want to, but I also have to get a license for it. If I get the Essentials version, which is $49 a year, I get this Focus, and I also get some other extensions as well. So if you want that functionality with this particular plugin, you'll have to pay for it. And that's up to you whether you decide that the adverts and the pop-ups that you sometimes get with Yoast are sufficiently annoying that you're prepared to pay another developer for their plugin. So that's how you use the SEO Framework plugin to optimize the SEO on your site. In the next part of the course, we're going to move on to another essential plugin, and that's the Jetpack plugin. And I'll show you what Jetpack is all about. See you next time, and thanks for watching.